Welcome to Metabolism, Diet, and Health with Hunt Bubble MD, Episode 2, the essential nutrients. Of course, we have to have the inhaled oxygen and water. They're so pervasive and essential, I won't even discuss them here. This is about our dietary oral intake of agents that we cannot actually manufacture ourselves and have to be derived from some other source. There are 9 amino acids that we have to take in from some other source. They tend to occur more in animal protein, meat, than in the plants. Harder to get some of these more rare amino acids from plants like tofu and soybeans. There are 15 minerals. Several of them are very common, like phosphorus and carbon and sulfur. And then there are trace elements like boron, molybdenum, and cobalt. There are 13 vitamins, and choline, which is a small organic compound that we can't manufacture. We have to take it in our diet. They're not just single chemical entities. They're actually families of chemical groups, like the carotenoids or carotenoids that you get from all the yellow vegetables, vitamin A, retinoic acid. There's half a dozen different substitutable sources. Beta carotene is split in two to make 2 retinol molecules, and any of those will do and suffice. In the B vitamins, there are different forms of B12, cyanocobalamin and methylcobalamin, and they'll both suffice. So they're families of chemicals that can substitute for these intermediates that we can't manufacture ourselves. There are 2 fatty acids that are listed as being essential: linoleic acid and alpha-linolenic acid. The alpha-linolenic acid is an omega-3 fatty acid, meaning the double bonds start from the 3rd carbon from the terminal end away from the carboxylic acid group. The linoleic acid starts on the 6th carbon. The first double bond starts on the 6th carbon from the terminal end. So it's an omega-6. Omega is the terminal one, and 6 means it starts 6 from the end, and 3 means it starts 3 from the end. We can't manufacture these or convert these. Unfortunately, I think this is a bit misleading because the docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, and EPA, icosapentaenoic acid, are not manufactured very well. We can convert ALA or LA into these, but it's only a 5 or 10% rate and frequently lower than we need. And in fact, in pregnant mothers and babies and fetuses in development, they really become essential, and we thrive much better when we have an external source for these nutrients. And the minerals have to come in sufficient quantities. And as said before, protein is not all equivalent. Animal protein has more of the essential amino acids in it that we need than the plant protein. And eggs, especially the yolks, which get a bad rep, the yolks actually have more of the essential amino acids in it than the whites. The key to a good diet is eating a broad-based, well-balanced diet that's as little processed as possible, not blended up, certainly not purified sugar. Try to eat as much natural, wild-caught, uncooked or minimally cooked food as possible. This has to be balanced with the risks of parasites. You don't want to eat uncooked wild pork that's got trichina worms in it and get trichinosis. Same thing for the parasites in fish, especially freshwater fish. You want your meats cooked well enough to where you don't have the risk of infection or parasites. And eggs can carry typhoid and other salmonella. You do get more nutrition out of cooked proteins that are tough, like a tough cut of meat. It's digested easier after it's been cooked. But many of the essential nutrients are heat labile. Taurine is destroyed by heat. Many of the vitamins can be destroyed by heat. Folic acid's heat and light sensitive. So fresh, minimally processed, organically grown, chemical-free food is best. And this is unrealistic. We're all gonna have to get our ground beef or chicken or eggs from the grocery store. But just be choosy when you can and try to eat everything as natural and whole as possible. Taking up a bunch of fruit and blending it, then drinking it like orange juice or blueberry juice for syrup, spikes your blood sugar a lot quicker than if you ate the fruit and had to break it down in your gut. Much lower elevation in your blood glucose. I will go into each one of these elements in individual videos, but keep it balanced and try to stay healthy.